Are we live?
Yes,
Woo!
we are live.
Let's go.
Let's
shout.
go. Eurovision Grand Final has concluded. Ukraine is the winner of this year's contest. Let's
So
just get
deserved.
right into it. Yes.
Yeah.
100% agree.
Yeah. And no one can
That's great.
convince me otherwise. Like,
No,
that performance, wow.
it's so good. Even that end performance was just spot on. And like normally they're like, oh, I'm dying. But no, it's just that they're absolute professionals. They know exactly what they're doing. They came to win and they did. And I mean, I can't believe it. There's so many shockers in the, not huge shockers, but UK came second, which has not happened.
Since when?
Ever.
Yeah.
So the fact that happened, I think we won in our eyes as well.
Yeah.
Just say.
In all seriousness, the last second, was it 98? Was it 98?
So the points from the UK.
Possibly.
I think it was possibly.
Yeah.
Somebody will be able to tell us.
Some of the comments will give us the full breakdown.
Pascal will know. Pascal knows everything.
Yeah.
Pascal, really? You better give us those.
What I love about the Ukraine winning is that it is literally probably the most ethnic song in the competition.
Yeah.
Like, I think they stayed true to themselves. The instruments they were using, the way they were working on stage, their dance moves, everything about it was so authentic, so genuine. And I think it is a great song to win. And for the UK to come second to anybody, in my eyes, I think it has to be Ukraine.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
There's just like, the live stream is starting.
I'm
I don't
late.
know what that was. I think it was my alarm to wake up because I went to bed at like 6 in the morning. Probably what it is, really sharp. Yeah, 100%. I was a bit unsure if they would win just because of like, what are they going to do next year, you know? So that was my only reasoning on why they probably wouldn't. But they did, and that song is so good, and I think we're gonna always remember this song forever. Like it's just one of those songs, you know, like every other winning song. Okay, should we go through the running order and just talk about the?
Just before, someone said that's the UK's 16th second. That's quite impressive.
Kings and queens of number twos.
Oh, good. What?
Yeah.
We love a number two.
That is insane.
The fact that it was so consistent as well, like throughout the whole thing, it's like we'll get 8 points, and like I think even the first few of the jury voting, I was like, okay, we're gonna. Do
It was like 8-10-8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was such a shock to see, literally, this time last year, as they were going to each country, and they were saying, oh, you would constantly look at the board, wouldn't you, go, we've got any points, we've got any points.
One.
Like, and now it was like, there's a 10, there's an 8,
10?
there's a 6, 12. Like, I've never lived, well, I have lived technically, but since liking Eurovision, I've never lived through to see the UK do so well, like that high.
Never, ever.
Right.
In our generation, it's never happened. So... It's huge.
It's like,
honestly, I was so happy. I was so happy. All right, so why don't we just start by talking about all the songs? And Czech Republic started the contest. So
what an opener! What an opener!
So too. Luke's
Great
face.
opener.
Look, it's just like,
It's a great opener, but they were done so dirty. Being given the first.
oh yeah.
It set the scene off, didn't it? It really did. But I feel like they were just forgotten about because they were first.
Oh no, they definitely were. I see last night while my video was processing, I spent a good while just looking through all the semi-final results. The Czech Republic got 135 televote points in the semi-final, and 5 in the final. And I mean that can only be put down to running order. Like there is no other way.
That is 100.
The juries were pretty consistent with them as well. The juries kind of robbed them in the final, but they're pretty consistent. So I was a bit disappointed, but I'm so happy for them. Like, they did so well.
Yeah, I love the song, and I just love the bit when like the lights come on. It is something that you know, visually it was so exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. I think it was a great song to open with, but they weren't ever going to do that well with that running order. No way. There's no way.
I think as well, what we probably forgetting a little bit is that when you look at the televotes afterwards, is that this year was, don't get me wrong, it wasn't a lot more evenly split, but last year there were lots of zeros, maybe 2, 3, 6 here, and it was a bit more evenly split compared to last year. So you got a few 100 and something, or 67, or something like that. So when it came out with 5, or was it? Hang on, how many did they get? Was it about 5?
Yeah, I think they got 5.
Yeah. I was like, you don't know how to react. You don't know whether to go, yeah, you got some, or well, that's not very many. It's so hard.
Yeah,
exactly. I agree. No, I think. Anyway, sorry, my brain's not working. If I slightly stop.
Oh, look, before we carry on, have you got some headphones? Because I think I can hear some fuzzies.
Yes. Let me put them on. Just let me know if you can hear me or not.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
Here she is with her DJ headphones.
Oh, hello.
There we go.
Is that better?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you're a lot clearer, yeah.
Okay, good. All right, we're back on track. Right, let's just go on to Romania next. I love this so much. Like the crowd again were going wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
My family loved this as well. Like my family were singing along and I was like, yep, go you.
It's hard not to sing along to this. It's so singable. And the staging as well. It just looked so good, and that was a perfect performance in my eyes.
I think a lot of acts, especially in the final, they were just so all on point. I can't think off the top of my head if there was somebody that didn't perform well, but there were certain acts that you could tell are really up to their game. And I think WRS really did show off there, didn't he? In a good way, not like a flamboyant look at me kind of way, but it was like he showcased everything he was made of. Like you said, audience lapped it up. The stage, the lighting was perfect. Everything was so good.
Yeah.
It was perfect. Absolute perfection. And
it definitely was killed by the running order.
Yeah, what did they get? I need to get up the final.
I know I have the Wikipedia one. The Wikipedia is not helpful whatsoever.
Oh,
Romania got 53 televote points and 12 jury points.
Really? Yeah, definitely. That's because of the running order. Then
running order.
No way. If that
they would have done so much better if they were any later.
Yeah, if they were, that was at the end. Like, it would have done really well.
If they closed, they could have done like at least double what they got.
That would have been amazing if they were to close. But again, it's the dreaded number 2 spot, isn't it? Nobody ever wins at number 2.
Yeah. I saw someone saying actually, what if they put Ukraine in second purposely to see what would happen with the televote?
Oh.
I saw someone say, that is interesting. Obviously, we'll never know, but it's interesting to see, could it have killed it, or could someone have won from second?
Yeah.
I think maybe they would have broken the record, you know. I think they would have broken the myth, broken the dreaded number 2 slot.
Yeah. I think they should have just done that. Although, let's be honest, we're happy with what happened, but they it wasn't a good spot for Romania at all.
No, it was not.
No.
Okay, so Portugal was next after that. How are you feeling about that?
Shocked, and I'm so happy. Genuinely putting her third, I thought was the worst thing that could have happened to Portugal.
Yeah.
And to come 9th.
I know.
With a song it's not. I love the song, but with a song like that in third, I was like, there is no way. I was expecting 20th.
Genuinely. Oh, hold on. Oz is here.
Oh.
I didn't.
Oz.
Let me name him.
Hey.
Sorry.
Hi guys.
Hey.
Woo!
Hi. I apologize for the way I look because I am,
I think we all look a bit.
I think we've all gone through something.
Jude, that's so rude. I look fine.
Well, yes, you look great. You look great. Look.
You always look great.
He's like put together. He's got like a full-on outfit.
I'm literally here, in my dressing gown.
Snud, whatever it's called. Wait, so first of all, can we just quickly go to Oz because he had a Eurovision party in London and I need to know what happened.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, I'm not saying it because it was my party, but it was literally the wildest Eurovision party ever. Like, it was packed. I was wearing like a feather, sort of like a dressy type outfit. Like, I went on full sort of like Conchita Wurst yesterday. I wasn't wearing a dress, but it was so camp. It was so camp. Like, I really channeled into my sort of like alter ego. It was so good, and it's such an amazing experience. But obviously, it was a long, because like we started from the afternoon setting up the stage, preparations, and then like, you know, I was the host, and at the same time we had an after party, blah 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 blah. So it's been amazing. But you know, I think you guys would agree with me when I say that when I woke up this morning, I felt this sort of like void, and I feel a bit like I got this like post Eurovision depression a little bit. Like it's so sad.
It's setting in. It's really setting in for sure.
But it's been absolutely amazing. I mean, hopefully next year we can all be together in person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I pray that happens.
I'm just rooting
UK
for that.
hosting, please.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought we were gonna be. I thought we were gonna fully win at some point.
I was confident. But at the same time, I also sort of like had a feeling that Ukraine was going to be this year's winner. But like, to be honest, like I think we will talk about UK a lot.
Yeah, we guys don't worry. We will. We've only got to Portugal, right?
Portugal, third. Yeah,
third on the running order. So we just talked about the other two, which was Czech Republic and Romania. Yeah. So if there's anything you want to say about those, otherwise we'll just go on to
all good. I mean, I'm completely sold. Czech Republic has been one of my favorites. Amazing live performance. So I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah. Definitely. Okay, so Jude was saying Portugal. That that you thought it was going to hurt, you know, being third place, third in the running order.
Yeah,
and it
but
didn't.
no.
Ninth.
What did she get? Well, it hurt her. It definitely hurt her with the public. She got 36 televote points and 171 jury points.
Wow. The magic of this performance was, sorry, Joe, I didn't mean to cut you off, but as you said, jury points, did you notice how they were creeping up? They had like 5 here, 4 there, but they were consistent. It wasn't like a massive 12 every time, but it was like, there's Portugal again, there they are again.
Yeah.
They were consistently there, building up throughout the whole thing, and it was, If the UK can do that next year, like, that should be the aim, you know what I mean?
It 100% should be every year.
Every year.
I can't believe it's taken us this long to actually do decent, you know. So I agree. Okay, so Finland was next with Erasmus.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
I love their energies. I mean, I was completely happy that I've been quite happy that Erasmus represented Finland this year. And like, I don't know, at some point I was feeling that the camera angles were a little bit funny with their live performance yesterday. And I couldn't help but to think, oh my God, is this like intentional, or is there something going on the staging? But I think everything was intentional. I mean, I really enjoyed Erasmus. It was great. I mean, Finland is known to bring the best stagings of all times. I mean, they really spend a lot of time and effort in creating great stagings. So, I mean, I really enjoyed Finland this year.
Yeah. I love the imagery at the beginning, like the kid from It with the yellow balloon. I like that they took a classic motif but made it their own, like, because it was so yellow. And black and yellow always wins. I mean, look at the Root Discotheque. That was such a great aesthetic to look at. But obviously it didn't work too well in the Rasmus's favour, but it was still a good aesthetic.
Yeah. I know they were joined 21st with the Czech Republic, which, I'll be honest, I wasn't surprised about. I'm happy that they got, like, they've sent the Rasmus now, and they know we've sent a massive Finnish rock band. This is what's going to happen. And I'm hoping to see more people in Finland be like, let's send more rock and let's send more other music to their selection. I can't wait for Uden Music Kilpailu next year to see what they're going to bring, because they've consistently been sending incredible acts like the past couple of years. So what's next, I think.
Exactly. But I agree, like, where it came, I mean, his vocals aren't 100% the best, in my opinion. I know he's got that rock raspy voice, but like that first line is a little bit on the edge of being not great. So and even with We Are Dommy, her voice, because it's an electronic song, it can go a little bit as well. So I can 100% see why those came in that place. And it was still a very enjoyable song and performance. And as you said, the yellow was very like striking, and it was fun. It was fun. Anything more? Should we move on to Switzerland?
Oh, poor Marius.
Boys do cry.
I went to toilet. I went to toilet on this.
You were. Oh my god.
Like, I'll say the staging was incredible. Like, if you're gonna send a song like this, you might as well stage it properly, and they did that. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. But I mean, he still didn't do that bad. Like, he got 78.
He came 17th.
With
0.
What was that?
Great.
Yeah.
Definitely jury, babe. I think, like Jude said, if they staged it a bit better, they could have really had a moment there. I mean, because it contrasts so much to Finland, what we'd seen before, I think it did have a good potential to really stand out, but it just didn't, did it?
No.
I'm surprised he even made it through at times. It's a bit like, we could have had someone else, but it is what it is. I think his voice is great. I do think his voice is amazing.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely, great voice.
Yeah. So, that's all I have to say about that one.
Yeah, let's leave it there.
Yeah. Okay. So next, I think robbery of the night, France.
Yeah.
What?
I think France was one of the biggest surprises for me last night with the result. I wasn't expecting anything like that. France has been on my top 10. I actually kept saying that France could win this year, and we both. I'm
very surprised.
I'm genuinely very surprised.
I know what the.
I thought it was going to be the dark horse. I thought, along with Ukraine, I thought it was one of the only other ethnic songs, like traditionally ethnic. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was a nice spin for France to send something different. And the fact that it kind of makes you sad because they have to send tracks like Voila. Do you know what I mean? Like, kind of like critically acclaimed, groundbreaking. Whereas it's nice to see them send something so different and so unique. And then it's treated like that. And it makes you think, well, what do you want, Europe?
Exactly.
I saw someone French saying, don't be surprised if next year we send a male singing a French chanson. Like, that's what's going to happen. I was like, because they tried something different and it didn't work.
I know, and it was good.
It was so good.
It was so good, and as you said, Luke, refreshing, and like having that language in Breton, and I learned about that. I didn't know about that before.
And in that sense, I think like I said it like for probably 65 times, and I'm gonna say it for the 66th time. But do you guys remember from the Spanish national selections, there was a moment that everyone was full on Tanzugarias?
Yeah.
And then they really want Tanzugarias. Am I doing it right? Tanzugarias. There's a video of all of us like saying it wrongly, like a compilation.
And you still haven't learned, Oz. You still got it wrong. Tanzugarias.
Okay. Finally, it took me 6 months already.
We're back.
And like, France kind of like conquered, sort of like that hunger, because not only the Spanish fandom loved Tanzugarias, but the rest of the fandom also loved them. So like I was expecting a little bit more drive towards France this year.
So did I.
100%.
Very confused what happened there. But they got 17, so even though they came second to bottom,
they still got
better than last year's points. So
yeah.
Anything else about France? No? Well, hopefully next year, we'll see what happens. All right, so next we had Subwoolfer for Norway. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit surprised that this didn't do as well. Like, I thought... Wait, where did they come? Let me look.
10th. They were 10th.
Okay, no, that's quite good.
Yeah.
No, that is quite good. I don't know why I thought it was way worse.
The juries did not like it.
I'm not surprised.
36.
However, I am really surprised that they got a few points here and there. Don't get me wrong, there were 2s, 3s, and 1s. But the fact that they got jury points, I was like, you okay, Home? Like, I loved them. I'd stand Subwoolfer, don't get me wrong. But I fully expected them to get 0 points in the juries. That's why I was so on it, going, everyone voting the televote.
Yeah.
It really shocked me. Like, good on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it? 146 televote points. Like,
That's pretty good. And they spent so long like pushing their like image out. So I would be shocked if they didn't.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I thought that might win this year. So I was a bit like, oh, okay. But that's fine. Norway's won before, and we'll see Subwoolfer again. So.
And they were top 10. We can be proud.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So.
And I need to say, Lil Cat is in the comments. Me and Lil Cat are Subwoolfer stands, sub cubs. So I mean, come through.
Sub cubs. I'm funny, Deb. Okay, so next was Armenia with Rosalind. She didn't do great. She got what, 61
20th.
points.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20th. How do you guys?
You know what? I'm not surprised, but I'm not disappointed. I'm happy for her. I'm really happy for her. Like to have got through to the final, I did not expect her. She did really well in the semis. I can't remember what she came, but she came like 5th in the semis, which I'm so happy about. But I didn't expect the song to do incredibly, and it didn't. But I'm so happy it was there.
Did it?
Oh god! But no, I still think I know I'm biased, but I still think it was better than Switzerland. Like,
oh yeah, absolutely,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely,
Like,
of course, in that way, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Again, though, it's running order, isn't it? Like to come after such a high impact song, I can see why that it maybe zapped the mood a little bit.
Yes, 100%. With Norway's like exit, and then everyone's like, okay.
Yeah,
maybe time for a break. You know, I can see that. I can see that. But I think she did a really good performance.
Oh yeah, it was
100%.
so good. Yeah.
And you know what? Her stage did look very different to any of the other ones. So I think it did stand out a little bit in that sense. But imagine being the crowd watching it. Would you be like, where is she?
And they're not singing anything.
No, they do. They turn the house.
What?
Yeah. They turn so you know the part where she's like, no, I won't be able to remember the lyrics now. If one more person says you should get over it. You know that part where she's kind of like standing and the camera's turning. The whole house is turning at the same speed as the camera.
I thought it was
you
just
don't notice
camera.
it. No, the whole thing. So she's facing the public for all of it until that part where it turns, and then she comes out and she's again facing the public. It's so well done because it took me a couple of attempts because we saw in the rehearsals it didn't work a couple of times, or they didn't get the shots quite right, so you could see like the bed going like, or the bed staying in one place as the whole house turned around. But like it took them a couple of attempts to get it perfect, and you could see like it all moving. But like in all of her performances, it was perfect.
Yeah, her vocals are really good.
Oh yeah.
But and you know what? It was a decent song to come back to the contest with, and like you know what? It is what it is. We'll do better next year. At least we made it to the final this time.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so next, let's talk about it. Italy was next, and they got 268 points.
Yeah. That is a lot more than I was expecting. I'll be honest.
Do you think it comes from the love of the song generally before it was performed, like the pre-hype of the song? Because live last night was not their best. I do really enjoy the song, but it was not to the standard we've seen before, was it?
Agreed.
Last night was their best I'd ever seen.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
Apart from Sanremo, last night was the best they had performed that song in all of the rehearsals.
Yeah, Sanremo was their like prime performance.
But in Sanremo you're allowed autotune, and I don't know if they had autotune in that final performance.
They're allowed autotune.
Yes.
Speak, Jude. Speak.
Yes.
What a scandal.
So no, it's just a thing in Sanremo. There's certain nights where you're allowed autotune, and I don't know if that.
No wonder Achille, whatever his name is, got real so far down on that.
Exactly.
Sorry, but he's not going.
Yeah. So I genuinely was surprised they got so many jury votes.
Yeah.
They got 110. Oh no, it was 158 jury votes and 110 televotes.
See, I'm not surprised it got more jury votes because the theme of the song, the lyrically,
that's true. That's true.
Else. I'm more shocked about the amount of televotes it got.
I think the televotes, because Mahmoud has such a cult following, and Blanco also has started. Like Blanco has just kind of started up, but he also has a cult following, And when you combine the two of them, they're going to get a lot of points outside of Italy from like all the European fans that love each of them. So I knew they were going to get a lot of televote points. At 110, I was like, you know what? That's almost what I would have expected from that performance.
Yeah.
But the jury votes, I was a bit shocked.
I don't know. I just think that it wasn't that special to me personally.
Yeah.
I really loved that first performance, like you're all saying. It was the strongest one, but I just think in this contest it didn't really mesh. I don't know. It just wasn't for me, maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
So next was Spain and the beautiful Chanel. Oh, I love her so much.
Yeah.
Queen.
So when Chanel was like on stage yesterday at the party, that's when I felt like, okay, I'm hosting a Eurovision party. Like this is happening right now, because everyone lost their minds. There was constant cheering. And like this last version of the performance, I mean, I just literally cannot stop watching it. Yeah, I cannot. It's monumental, iconic. I think it's now engraved in the most iconic Eurovision experiences of all times.
Preach.
It's amazing.
100%. She danced every single move perfectly. She sang every single note perfectly. She looked in the cameras like cheekily. Like it was just a whole their package.
I don't know about you guys. Sorry, carry on.
Philip was so excited about Chanel. We're like, ah!
Yeah.
It's one of those songs that as soon as you see it, you're like,
yeah.
Like as soon you're like, wow. I mean, it blew it blew all of us away when we first saw it in Benidorm Fest.
None of us are well.
We're not. It blew all of us away when we saw it for the first time in Benidorm Fest. Like when we saw that performance of the dance, everyone was like, whoa.
Because it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere. And I think it did exactly the same thing in Eurovision. I think everyone saw that. Like if you're seeing that for the first time, I have no clue what was going through your mind. Like, wow. It was insane.
To me, this was the song that I would actually share to people and say, look, you know when someone says, Eurovision, and I'll say, well, watch this then. And then I'd send them this and be like, what do you think? They'd be like, okay, it's good. Like the one that I'm really proud of, like, epic, everyone's going to love it. And I think the comments need to stop about people saying that it's a JLo ripoff. Just because she's similar to a certain
even Fuego, people are saying also Fuego, and I'm like, okay, enough now. Like she's proven that she can do this. Like,
Also, like I love Ferreira. She's like almost like the original queen, but to be honest, dancing skills comparing those two.
No,
Chanel outsells.
Yeah. No comparison. No
comparison at all.
Because we had never had like that kind of va-va-voom. I don't even know how to what is that kind of performance. I don't know, but like we never had that really before. And now Chanel's just come and I think taken the crown with that. But I mean, song wise, we're still gonna love each of these songs in their own right. So.
I was just so ready for Spain to win.
Yeah, I was as well, actually.
I was so ready.
Also, can I just mention the comments, because somebody's left you a donation, Nusha. Spain fantastic
thank
last
you
night,
so much.
And congrats to Sam for restoring pride in the UK. I hope we can build on this. But then I've just seen something that's caught my eye. Please don't compare. Her voice was off after dancing. Come on. Can you do all of that dance
I was going to say
have a perfect voice afterwards?
Yeah.
No, hun.
Yeah. I can barely walk around and sing at the same time, so come on. If you're being like...
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oz would know. The amount of performing and singing and stuff that you do, Oz, the amount that it takes out of you generally, imagine adding a dance routine into that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no. I couldn't do that. I can barely, like, sing in the shower, right? So, well, these guys are like theatrical queens. I'm like the complete opposite. I am the complete opposite. Anyway, so we agree Spain was amazing. Wait, what did they get? Let me get it up.
459.
Jesus. That's really high.
228, 231. Talking about consistency as well. Very well deserved.
Very, very well deserved.
My mum voted for Spain 20 times.
20 times.
Fair.
I voted for Norway 20 times. We were like, okay, let's split.
I actually couldn't vote. It was so sad again. So I was just like,
Oh.
I should have got you to do it. Do you remember, Luke? You're saying like I voted.
I was doing deals left, right, and centre. I would have done it for you. Like,
damn. Next time I'm gonna do that. All right. Anyway, let's go on to the Netherlands, which they got 171 points. Which
I am so happy because see whenever Steen qualified, for those of you who don't know, this is my number one. Whenever she qualified, I was like, I'm so glad she qualified. That's enough for me. And because it's in Dutch, because it's a ballad, because it was sandwiched in between Spain and is it Ukraine next?
Yeah. Yes.
I was like, because she's sandwiched in there, she's not going to do well. And you know what?
Yeah.
She got 42 televote points, but she got the jury votes, and that's what mattered.
Yeah.
Because that song was incredible. She performed it incredibly.
Yeah.
That is Steen, like that is who she is. That is how she performs, and I was just so happy. She got 11th. Dutch got 11th. We haven't had Dutch for years. So, dear Netherlands, I have a list of Dutch artists for you. Just send them all. And also Belgium. Like, if Belgium could send some songs in Dutch too, I think Dutch, we might be getting more Dutch. And I'd be very happy about that. Yes.
Who gave them 12 in the jury votes? What country gave them 12?
Italy. It was Italy.
Italy.
The very end.
Oh, yes, the last one.
Yeah, see, whenever Steen got the final 12, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
I was so happy. I was like, yeah.
She sung it so well.
Mm-hmm.
My family didn't like it, but I was like, you're crazy, but maybe it's just not for the American taste. I don't know, but I loved it. I think it's one of those songs like, me and Oz, when we were reacting to the predictions, like it's like as soon as like we heard it, we know this, and that chorus is so haunting. Yeah,
it was everyone singing along at the very end. I was like, oh, they may not know the Dutch, but everyone can sing da 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 da. Like everyone can sing that. It was great.
Ooh. Yeah, exactly. But the crowd, again, it was on another level. I don't know if it's because like last year, as we were saying in the semis, like we didn't have that many people in the audience, but I just feel like everyone was just, after COVID, everyone's just like on another level. It was just really nice. Really, really nice to see that. Okay, so next, of course, we have the winner of this year's contest, and that was Ukraine, and they were in the 12th place, and they obviously won with 631 points.
Which is
I think all?
Is that all? Literally.
They got, let me just work this out. 439.
Oh,
I think it's the calculator's here. Hold on. 39 times 12, and then they got 439. They got 93.8% of the possible televote points.
Oh my god.
See?
Wow.
I mean, you all voted for them, so do not complain. I'll put that out there because I'm so happy, like genuinely. Yeah. One of my Ukrainian friends messaged me to be like, "This has just given me that little ray of hope I needed," and I was like,
Yeah, it was the only good thing. It was the only good thing that was coming out of the country, really. Now at least there's something to look forward to, and again, it wasn't just because of the war that they won. I think like the song was very, very good. In my opinion, it was anyway. I don't mean, I know they're talking and saying all this stuff, but I mean, it did help. How people want to look out for Ukraine, that does help. Of course it will. But having a banger song like that, which has ethnic parts in it, and also rap, never heard Ukrainian rap before. Like, it was fresh, it was different, and it stood out from all the other songs in this contest. So people are going to remember it, and it was in a really good spot in the running order as well.
Yeah.
It was a mixture of everything, just being the right place in the right time, I think.
It was my number 4 all the way through since it was revealed. But can you imagine if they went with, was it Alina Pash?
No.
I think they would. I genuinely think they could have done better with her. Genuinely, because people loved that song as well. They were completely
absolutely
different.
It was such a masterpiece, by the way.
It was like
representing Ukraine.
Yeah, it was one of those songs that were just like so perfectly done. It was like no matter who. I think on a normal year, Alina Pash could have won anyway.
Absolutely.
I also think that Kulush could have won on a normal year as well.
I didn't understand for a moment. I nearly said, "Well, how can you do better than first?" Like, like 0.
No place.
That is so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, but I mean, it was just a really great song to win. It was happy and fun, and that's what we needed. And the colours on the stage was so good.
Oh,
oh, absolutely. What do you guys think about this whole conversation going on at the moment, that whether Ukraine will be able to host it or not?
Yeah,
because I've seen 2 articles that said UK might step in and host it. Ukraine couldn't. But Zelensky today confirmed that Ukraine will be able to host Eurovision next year. Ooh. So there's this sort of hand in hand 2 different scenarios going on parallel to each other, and I think that's going to be like the new excitement about Eurovision next year. Like, what's going to happen?
Honestly, what is
it's like where is it? Yeah.
Where is it going to be?
Where is it? I'm so happy that Zelensky as well has come out being like, I mean, I'm sure he was just like, this is nice. You know what I mean? To have, for them to win. But I think it's nice that he's come out to say, we want to host.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, we are prepared to host. Because, like, Ukraine are going to have to rebuild.
Yes.
And they're saying, we are willing to host this because, like, they're so grateful to have won. And I love that.
Yeah. Well,
they're going to have to be built, but it's a very expensive and a hard thing to put on for them as well. So would they, I mean, it works in, like, the other respect. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just makes you think and question things.
They could co-host, like they could co-host with Sweden or Lithuania. They could co-host with, or even the UK. Like, we'll see what happens, but you know what? I think no matter what happens, we're going to get a great show next year.
Yes, I mean Ukraine has never really put on a bad show.
No, 2017 I loved.
How many years have they won now? It must be like
4.
4, yeah.
Yeah.
They're getting up there, you know. Like,
they're getting there.
They know how to do this contest well. They've always done it well. I don't really remember a bad year in recent years. Do you? I don't. I think it's
they've done really well for the past couple of years.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely deserved winner that.
Ukraine has won 3. All of the comments saying.
Including this one.
3 including this year. Yeah.
Still. More than the UK recently. All right, let's move on to Germany. Oh, Germany. I did say this wasn't good, but everybody was like, it's a good song. And I'm like, no. I don't know. What do you guys think? Am I being probably?
If they said Felicia Lou, I think it could have been a lot different for them.
Yeah.
Because looking at the other people that we have in the competition, there are a lot of male-driven ballads, and I really feel like we needed a song like Anxiety to shake things up a little bit.
Yeah.
I just feel like this fell to the wayside a little bit.
I think if Felicia Lou, I don't think she would have done incredibly well, but I think she would have come over 20th, you know what I mean? Which for Germany have to come 24th to get their best result in 5 years.
Not good.
No.
It's not good.
Like, literally, Germany needed to not come last this year to get their best placement in 4 years.
Oh, God.
It's a bit, but like, I'm hoping that because Germany did switch up their selection this year. They did, they didn't do it well.
No.
So hopefully next year they'll switch it up again.
I don't know. Like, it was just wrong. Everything was wrong about it. The song was bad. His voice was okay. I don't really have a problem with him as an artist. It's the songwriting wasn't great, and like the staging was horrific. There was nothing. It was just like an empty band room or something.
Yeah, instruments.
No, she's on one.
What? It's true. Like,
you remind me of the Nan from Catherine Tate.
Oh God, don't. Everyone says that I look like Catherine Tate. So.
I can kind of see it, but no.
I get people coming up to me in the streets back home saying that. I'm like, great. Anyway, yeah, I just think this wasn't going to do, and it came last. So
I think this is what I've been having a look online. On Twitter, people are saying it was the rap. People are just saying when it got to that rap, it just kind of made the song feel disjointed and not coherent. And it just kind of went a bit...
Yeah, completely. It did.
I think that type of music is loved by people, just maybe not in Europe. Because, I mean, he is American-German. Like, that's big in America, I know. And, like, people like that in America. They just don't in Europe. And we've seen that with rap a lot in Eurovision. Obviously, Ukraine this year was different, but because it's Ukrainian rap and late. But I think, rap just doesn't work really well.
No, but also, my American family did not like this. They hated it. So that's saying something. They just, like, literally, my father-in-law, I just had him on the side. He was given some crackers. He was like, no, this is just awful. Like, there's no melody to it. And I'm like, there is no melody to it. And you saw the other songs in this contest, like, they were very polished and exciting. And okay, yes, there was a heavy ballad. Yes, I know that. But even the ballads had a lot going on stage, and it was hard to look away. Whereas this definitely could look away.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Yes.
Come on, Germany. Like I was watching one of my favorite German artist stories, and she had this thing. She was like an interval act in the German. You know the way like some people have ads and some broadcasters do their own thing. One of my favorite German artists was like the German interval act in one of the breaks. And I was like, send her to Eurovision. Like, you're getting her to the breaks. Send her to Eurovision. Like, I predicted that if she goes, she'll get about 11th. And for Germany, that's great.
Yeah.
Like, Germany has so many great artists.
I've just seen a comment from the piece around and said, I mean, the public didn't respond well to Flow Rider last year. American style rap doesn't do too well.
But that
was Flow Rider.
That song was good though.
Yeah, it was a fan favorite too.
That was a bop.
Do you remember?
It was still rapping it.
Yeah.
My first reaction, I know I'm going off topic, Adrenalina, I think sometimes you have to go back to your first reaction videos as opposed to letting them grow on you to kind of get a gauge of the voting public. And when I first heard Adrenalina, I was like, nah. And then I looked at it and then I was like, sometimes you've got to trust your gut.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Anyway, next was Lithuania. Monica Liu.
Sentimental.
My dad actually said about this. He said she looks like she's got a Lego haircut. You know, like when they pop Lego on top on the.
Yeah. I was saying Edna Mode, but
that's a good one.
Yeah.
My friend was saying that her haircut was giving her anxiety. Like there was a huge thing at my party about her haircut. I think people are more interested in her haircut than the song and the performance. So the way that she looked and that specific hairstyle, I think it's gonna linger for the next coming years. Like that kind of hairstyle, we will always remember it.
Yeah. I think she's iconic.
She is.
Yeah,
and like she sung it well. Like the performance was good. I didn't have a problem with it, and I think it did do as well as it probably deserved. I think.
Yeah, 93 televote points.
Yeah,
that's good.
That is good.
Talking about languages again, it's Lithuanian going to Eurovision, which is so nice to see as well.
We haven't had Lithuanian in Eurovision since Lithuania's debut.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, it wasn't my favourite from their national selection, but when you follow someone like the Roop, what do you do? So I think the best thing to do is send someone like Monica Liu because she's so different and so out of the box. Like the Roop, but not similar, but not too dissimilar, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think, it was good. Very, very good. Everyone's like commenting about her dress. Yeah, I like the dress too. It's a really nice dress.
Yeah, she wore that dress because she couldn't afford to buy a new dress because she like did it all herself pretty much.
And
everyone was like,
iconic.
Everyone was like, no, keep the dress. And then someone was like, I will buy you your new dress, but make sure you wear that one.
That's jokes.
She's a legend.
That is hilarious. Okay,
I want to take her home.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I can't believe we've talked for this long and we're only halfway through. It's gone quickly, but like this grand final was intense, wasn't it? So next was Azerbaijan. How do you feel about it?
I think one of the best vocal performances of this year's Eurovision. I really do believe that one of the best vocalists, live vocalists. I think in that sense, like he nailed that sort of like, was it the bridge at the end of his song? I think it was also like visually really satisfying when he was hitting those like high falsettos. Like I'm really happy with Azerbaijan's entry this year. I think it was different, completely different than last year, like last year's entry, Effendi. So I kind of like I kind of enjoy that sort of like direction that Azerbaijan took this year to send someone who is more of a vocalist and a live singer, you know, like someone coming from The Voice Azerbaijan who has won The Voice, like critically acclaimed. So I really enjoyed the live performance.
I agree with Oz. I think it was a moment, and I think it deserved more than it actually got. Because again, there's so many ballads, and I just feel like if there weren't as many, he would have really got a lot more votes. Or if he'd said something a bit different, because I love his voice, that raspy grit that he's got. I could listen to that all day. It's so good. You know, when you're used to hearing it on the studio version, and you think, is that how your voice sounds live? Because I've never heard him live before, and I was blown away from the semis when I heard him live. I was like, wow, incredible.
Yeah, his vocals were very, very strong. But for me,
I still think he shouldn't have qualified.
And
I'm slightly annoyed about his qualification as well. 96 jury points and 0 televote points in the semi-final. Really?
That is kind of, yeah.
The math ain't mathin'.
Yeah, and
like,
I know what you mean. There were some things that just didn't make sense.
And looking at those, and if looking back at the semi-final, I'm not surprised he got 3 televote points.
Was it semi-finals 1 or 2? Azerbaijan
2.
Semi-final? 2. Okay, yeah.
And also, all 3 of the televote points came from Georgia, whose points were also made up by the EBU. Just put that out there.
Yeah, I think his voice. I agree.
His voice is great.
Amazing vocals. Again, one of the best vocals. But I don't know, there was something lacking with the stage, and also the stage we saw with Stairs was, with Sheldon Riley as well, which we'll come on to. I don't know, there was just something that I preferred Sheldon's a little bit more when it came to that, and it stood out to me more. And maybe it was just a taste thing again. I don't know.
As you mentioned Australia, actually, you mentioned that they were quite similar. I had the worry with the semi-final too. My predictions were all over the place because of all of the ballads. And literally I thought, surely they won't both go through. And I was really surprised that they did. Personally, I prefer the Azerbaijan because there's more of a hook in there. It's got more of a unique vocal in there. And I know that's probably not a popular opinion, but tough. That's just my opinion.
Also, I think with Azerbaijan, like we were only able to see some action towards the very end of the video where the stairs got like divided. So maybe that's sort of like that was a general anticipation that people wanted to see a bit more action because the song is quite like stable. So I don't know how that could be implemented, but like for example with Sheldon, like he was divine on stage, like this big mighty personality, and you just like get hypnotized, you know, like
literally.
But like with Nadir, obviously there wasn't such a thing like that, so I get what you are coming from there.
That's what I mean. I don't hate the song or anything, and I think it came in the place where it probably should have in this contest. So after Azerbaijan was Belgium. What did they do? How did they what did
19th.
they get?
19th.
5 televotes, 59 juries. Again, I wasn't surprised.
Yeah. I liked his voice. My family loved this song. They were going crazy. I guess it is a bit on America. It's very American sounding, isn't it? Yeah.
It's like a very popular radio song, I think.
But
Dirty Diana. Oh, it's just the same. Oh, I'm gonna miss you. I'm like, hang on.
I didn't even clock it.
It's so Michael Jackson, but like obviously not too similar because we'll avoid like any kind of lawsuit. Like,
obviously. But no, he didn't dance enough. I think on stage, it wasn't. He's a good dancer, and he should have.
They got done over a bit by the staging because they had their staging conception, and then when the sun didn't turn. Then they had to completely redo it, which I think cost them a lot of votes. But also, his vocals were not the best in either of his 2 performances yesterday or the day before. They weren't top notch. Like, I love the song. The song was in my top 10 at one point. I just fell a little bit flat on stage.
Yeah. I could see that. I agree. I mean, I was like not paying a lot of attention when the song came on, so I don't know. I think he's great, and I'd like to see him like come again, and like at least
I'd like to see more music from him. I want to hear more of what he can do.
Yeah, 100%. So
what I would really like from him is his jacket, because that looked really cool.
Yeah.
And I think Oz could actually pull that off really, really well.
Yeah, he can pull off anything, literally.
Let's be fair.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so after Belgium came Greece. What do we think about this performance?
I think
my family were hypnotized.
Yeah, same with us. There was like pure silence in the whole bar.
Yeah.
And like we were completely hypnotized, mesmerized, and it's one of the songs for me, like, because when I first heard this song, I wasn't completely like carried away, but like there is some iconic magic to this song and the performance that it's so pure, and it's a complete artistic endeavor, and I just loved it so much.
Yeah.
I think like Greece is one of the countries from this year's Eurovision that I will never forget, like that staging and that sort of like live performance.
Yeah, I mean, I still wasn't 100% about the chairs.
The chairs. Yeah.
But, I mean, everyone liked it around me. Johnny was like, I actually quite like the staging. So, I don't know. I think her performance, again, it's just amazing. And she's just so, like, beautiful and angelic. And, like, the dress was simple but effective, I think,
The lighting was on point, the light works were really on point.
She was like an angel.
Yeah, exactly.
The kind of goddessy vibes, So yeah, I think this did as good as what it should have, right? It was on the left hand side. Yeah, 250. Yeah, that's pretty good. That is pretty.
So I've already seen someone mention that I predicted Greece to be 12th to 18th. That's because I was so worried. Like, she was my number 4. Going into, like, as soon as all the songs were released, she was my number 4, and I just wasn't so sure about how well she was going to do because of just how packed the ballads were. I thought if a song's going to get lost, Greece will get lost, but it didn't, and I'm really, really happy about that. Like, the juries did it justice.
Yeah, no, they did. No, I think that was great, really good from Greece, and it's nice to hear something different from Greece. This was the most different song they've sent in a really long time. So, yeah. All right. So next was Iceland, and they came third to last with 20 points.
You know what? I'm happy for them. Like, they were like almost bottom of the odds in the Icelandic selection. They won. They were almost bottom of the odds in semi-final 1. Yeah, semi-final 1, and they qualified. I think they did well as well. And then, you know what, just to get to the final, I think is a big achievement for them.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that they made it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm glad you said that, because there are certain countries that I think have different goals. Like, a lot of countries have the goals of, let's get really high in the leaderboard, but certain countries just want to qualify and they just want to be there, which is completely respectable, because you look at certain people's records or how they've done before, and you think, even I think as a fan, like you just said, Jude, you look at some countries and you go, come on, I just want you to qualify. Like, I really wanted Croatia to qualify.
Croatia were 11th. Croatia were 11th in their semi. Behind Iceland. And then Ranella was 12th. Like, Croatia were so close.
Like, a justice for Croatia. What's happening with Croatia for the last 2 years? Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is going on there? But with this one, I think the vocals weren't that strong in terms of, like, you could barely hear them. They're kind of like atmospheric in the background kind of music, and like that's what my father-in-law said as well. He's like, I just can't hear them. Like, I can hear like there's something going on, but it's not a strong, punchy like performance. It's a
Do we
beautiful
have a
song
lackluster version of Dance You Off? You got the whole. With this one, you got the whole.
Hey, yeah.
Icelandic folk version.
Yeah. That's so funny, yeah. That was so true. Anyway, let's move on to something a little bit more fun. Moldova was next, and we need to talk about it.
Yes.
I think this was one of those performances that we all were like, oh, this is gonna look really bad on stage, and then all of a sudden, bam, they
brought the
came
party back in
and
life.
They brought it. Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it was so much fun. The costumes were great. They were having the time of their lives.
Absolutely.
And it just made it even better. And like in a very mellow year, this just stood out. And no wonder it did so well. I think
they benefited so much from the running order.
Yes,
they benefited so much from the running order.
Yes,
230. They came second in the televote.
Yes,
I think.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
did
crazy.
they change the music? Because I swear
they did.
It was heavier, wasn't it? Like there was more guitar elements and things.
There's no rock. There was no
crazy.
rock before. There was no rock in there before. I know it's called rock and roll. They should have. I'm glad they did because it makes sense. But yeah, they definitely changed the beginning for sure.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to pronounce the song title though, because I still to this day,
I can't either.
Trenolechul.
See, that's why we have
Jude, why can you do everything? Like,
he can do
Get me on the BBC. Get me on the BBC. I'll do the. I'll call them out. Trenolechul.
No, honestly. Yeah, I think everyone liked Moldova in the comments. It seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Moldova is the essence of Eurovision. That is very, very true. It was just
Stub. They've qualified to the final 3 times. They've come left-hand side in the final 3 times. Like,
they just know what they're doing, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, Moldova always normally okay, not last year. Last year was a bit of a problem. But
I liked last year's entry. I had liked last year.
You don't know. I mean, odds. What am I saying?
Wasn't it with the Sugar? Was it Sugar?
Yes.
Sugar. No.
I loved it. I loved that song so much.
Look, it was just not.
It was my guilty pleasure last year.
Okay, you're allowed to have one. That's all right. Yeah. I mean, what else do we say? It deserved it.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was gonna win it as well. Good, but it could have. It could have. It could have. But yeah, I think people wanted something a bit more fun this year, and I think it seems to be that way. So, yeah, it was good. Okay, so next was Sweden. They came 4th.
Yeah.
And this was I really expected them to win. I really thought when it came down to the last 3, I think she's going to steal it. I thought my dad said she was like Lulu, like the raspy voice. She looked a little bit like Lulu, like take the hair off and put different hair on her. But she was quite like a modern day Lulu, but obviously not.
Yeah. I could see that. I think she did a very, very good job. I mean, we all love this. We never had a problem with this. We knew that they were going to do well. So, yeah.
And it's such a deserved high place from Sweden. I can't say the same for certain other Swedish songs in the past, but you know, I was like, as soon as Sweden chose this, I was like, this is going to do well, and I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
And if we were going to Sweden, I wouldn't have been annoyed as well. Like,
yeah.
You
never know, we might be going next year. Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows? They're the same colour, but almost same colour.
Almost,
like colours, not the same bag. Okay.
Josh is here in the comments. Hi, Josh. And he says Sweden's best result since 2015.
Really?
Yeah. The highest since then was 2016 with If I Were Sorry, which came 5th.
I think you just assume with Sweden that they always do well, and until you properly look into what they've done and some of the results, and you think, oh, I remember it differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, I didn't know that. Interesting. Okay, so next was Australia and Sheldon Riley.
This was robbed. This was so robbed.
Yeah, it didn't do very well, did it?
I mean, it was 15th overall, but the 2 televote points.
I wasn't expecting that.
That was
to do so good with the televotes this year.
That was brutal.
Yeah. One of the biggest shocks of the night yesterday. Like I was stunned.
And it was such a good performance.
Do you think running order had an impact on it? Like to come straight after a fan favourite to then... I'm not being funny. I like Sheldon Riley. He's got a great voice. But the song for me, I don't feel like there's anything like especially a casual fan can grasp onto other than what you've got on stage and the staging. Like when we're talking like hooks and melodies and stuff, the song does keep you enticed, and it does go up and down. There's lots of different things going on, but there's not a solid chorus. Like, I don't know if that's just the structure of the song, but there's nothing from it. I can't think of the song now and suddenly sing you the verse or the chorus. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. It's not catchy enough, I think.
The chorus is written for him. You know what I mean? Like, the whole song is written for him to sing and no one else. And I'd think, like, as someone like me cannot sing that song because I just can't. Like, it wasn't written for me. If I was trying to sing, I'd have to sing an octave lower anyway. But also, like, I cannot sing that, and I think that maybe could have been the problem. People just couldn't sing it.
Yeah, Sheldon himself once said that he never actually thought of sending this particular song as his Eurovision song. Like, not the same, wasn't supposed to be his Eurovision song, if I'm not wrong. But then, like, they elaborated and they found out that this song would be, like, his sort of, like, trademark on this year's Eurovision. So that hence they, went in that direction. Because, like you guys said, it is Sheldon Riley, and it's something that he would pull off in terms of in the way that he sings.
His voice is very good, though, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
very, very good voice. Very, very good voice. And I don't think it'll be the last we've seen of him. I think he'll be back for some reason. So next was the UK. I mean, we talked briefly about this in the beginning, but second place.
I need to ask while I'm here, Oz, what was it like last night when the results are coming through?
I'm actually editing my video right now. Like, I'm gonna put it later on. You guys should see the hype, and it was like we were all hugging with each other, and then like the whole bar was holding hands because it was literally the first time that in the UK we had such hype. Because usually by that time we all know that we are at the last row. So like it was such a different vibe, and I think like at the end, obviously great job Ukraine, but everyone was leaving the venue saying that we've won. UK did it, because
they did.
It is such a big success, and it's such a big success earned by such great musicianship and artisanship, and I think that needs credit, all of the credit in the world. Amazing singer, amazing staging, great lyrics, great music video, great PR up until now. What else? Seriously.
Yeah, it was perfect. I hadn't seen the full performance until yesterday, I think, of with the staging. Oh my god, that staging was so good and different from everything else in this contest. And that bit where you hear the plane and it goes that's so cool. That was so cool. And I was like, okay, we're gonna do well this year for sure. And again, my family had no idea about history of the UK, and they were like, "This is really good." I was like, "I know, this is not normal. This doesn't happen." So it was very exciting to see, us not be a mockery for once, and he did such a good job, and his vocals perfect. Perfect.
That guitar moment as well was everything. I would love to be a fly on the wall and see the poor producer or whoever it was like crawling on with this guitar to be like, "Quick, here's your guitar," and then like running off. Take it.
And people are saying it was very British, but it was as well, but it was tastefully done. Unlike last year's song, which was an English Sainsbury's advert. At least this was like
it's nice to see something represent us that is us, if that makes sense. Like the other songs we've sent have been either trend chasey or a little bit tacky, or they've been fun, or they've been, I get the sentiment behind them, but like you've said, you can either have British X Factor winner, British Sainsbury's advert, or British classic, and this was a British classic.
It had that Elton John vibes, like everyone actually was saying that, but it was just very musically there. And it did deserve to get in that place, I think. And we're all biased, but who cares? We can be.
Also, UK have had the highest jump in place ever.
Oh yeah,
in the history of Eurovision.
0 to 2.
From last to second.
Historic. Pure historic.
That was historic. We're never going to ever forget this. And you know what? It now gives the UK a role model of what to do and how to do this. And there's no more excuses of sending mediocre songs with mediocre artists. Like people will want to come now, I think, or they start to hopefully, because the way that the contest, I think, in the last 10 years has changed, has shown everyone, okay, no, there is such a big following in this contest. I mean, we were talking about this last time, the way that, you know, we now have Eurovision channels like on YouTube. We never had that. So people are starting to realize that, you know, we have to take this seriously. And I'm so looking forward to the next few years of the
community
UK.
is more involved in the whole vibe of the Eurovision now. Like you said, the YouTube and stuff. And also, do you guys remember this whole rumor that Sam Ryder might be flying on stage on his couch? And like the same hype was going on for Greece last year, because Stefania's music video was all about her flying.
Was you flying on a Pegasus?
Pegasus. And can I just
Not
leave
the
it here?
Pegasus.
Can someone please fly next year? I think the fandom is waiting for someone to fly on stage. Like every single year we're going through that. So I'm just gonna leave it in here. And
who will fly?
Who's gonna fly next year?
Who's gonna fly next year? Maybe UK.
Maybe. You never know. Maybe not. We'll see. Anything else more to add about the UK before we move on?
I just hope tap music are back again next year, and they don't do this. I hope they don't do something identical. Like, don't send another person on TikTok. You know what I mean? They've done that once, or even find someone different. You know what I mean? Like, don't send.
I hope they don't look at this and think, "Oh, TikTok is the way forward." Because
I'm really
not the
hoping.
TikTok thing. It's him as an artist. It's not the TikTok.
But also, I think one of the things that they need, like the UK need to realize, is Sam Ryder can sing, right? And that's what made us win the jury vote.
And the people's vote. It was like both. Like, no wonder.
James Newman. Vocals weren't.
I think he's a recording artist rather than. I think he could probably sing a slower song better. But when James Newman sung Embers, I don't think it was his sort of song. If that makes sense.
So I think next year we need someone else who can sing, and if they can sing. And if they've got a good song and good staging, that's enough.
Yeah.
But UK just need to get that together again. And they did it this year. They can do it again.
They did. Someone said Russia would fly. Sorry, I found that funny. I just had to. Okay. That next was Poland. How do we feel about this one?
I had high hopes from Poland this year. Yeah. Really, like.
Oh, they didn't do so bad. They came 12th.
Yeah. I was expecting them to be like in top 10, but 12 is okay too.
I did too, but I think the staging maybe was a bit too chaotic at times. For me, it was anyway. That shaking, it was too much.
Very old.
I was like, oh my god, dizzy.
And I don't know about you guys as well, but seeing as though we are up to date with all these songs and we know what to expect, do you find that sometimes you kind of take them for granted? Like when it got to Poland, I was a little bit like, okay, don't get me wrong, I love it. It was in my top, but I was like, I get it. There was nothing new, nothing extra special. And like you said, Nush, about the camera effects, it really started to get on my wick a little bit. And I thought, I hope the audience at home don't look at this and think, oh, this is annoying.
Yeah,
it's a good song and needs to be appreciated.
Yeah. The public gave him 105. You know, the juries must not have appreciated the effects. Gave him 40, 42? 46.
Yeah. It just wasn't. The staging, I think that was the letdown because his voice was he was great.
Yeah.
He's a great vocalist. We knew he could sing.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of my Poland friends have been saying Polish. God. I told you guys I can't think. I can't talk. I can't do anything. You know, everyone was complaining that the staging was bad, and everyone would see that. But considering that, they did quite well.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And anyway, let's move on to Serbia, which was the second to last, and they came fifth.
Yeah.
Their televote reveal was everyth
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not
same
surprised.
place as Goa came last year.
Yeah,
that's fifth is such an iconic place.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. From the moment we saw this, we knew this was going to do well, just because of the shock factor, but also this beat gets into your body. I don't know how, but it does, and it possesses you, and it works.
Yeah.
She's just so mesmerizing on stage.
Yeah.
I could literally follow her around and watch her all day long, like brushing her teeth, brushing her hair, like walking around the house. I'd be like, "What are you doing?" Like, she's just something about her is just polarizing.
Yeah, exactly. And
it was quite clever that they added captions as well, like English captions.
Yeah,
like,
they had to. They had to.
I think that elevated their success.
If they didn't do that, I think people would be a bit. I mean, they still didn't do the whole lyrics and all that stuff, but like.
Yeah. But punchlines were there.
Yeah, the punchlines are there, which is the most important thing, and it's just everyone's going to be remembering Bitte Strava.
Yeah.
Bitte Strava. It's one of those iconic performances, and it was just great. It was great.
I feel like I'm going to wave at everybody now like this, like, hi.
Yeah. I think we all agree with this one, don't we?
Yeah.
It was great. Okay, so our last song that closed the show was Estonia, and I love him so much. I don't hope it's not just me, but he's amazing.
No, me too.
Vocally, and and it was in a very good spot. I will say that song in that spot was just like it was made to be there. I don't know.
It's nice that we ended on a high, and it was a empowering and a nice positive track to end on.
Yeah. He still did. He came 13th, so he got 141 points, but I think that was a lot better than what we thought he was going to get, considering he wasn't really talked about much this year. Like he kind of got like, you know, he just got into that spot because of that performance being so good. And didn't you say, Jude, that like the other performances he was doing in like the rehearsals weren't that good?
They weren't. It was the staging. The camera angles didn't work until they came together, and then they came together in the semi-final and the final, and it was great. But I like every single time I was like, please sharpen up the performance, please. And they finally did it, and I'm so happy for him because it was so deserved. I'm trying to see where did they come in the semi. Estonia were 5th in their semi.
Whoa.
Wow.
Which is and that was a hard semi as well.
Yes, it was. It
was. At the top of semi-final 2, it was insane.
That is crazy, isn't it?
But, yeah.
Well, there you go. I think he deserved, you know, that spot. And I just love his voice. Yeah. And just him. So, yeah, good
It was his jump. It was the jump off the stage. It was like,
the jump is great. He's so happy.
I think everyone loved that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, that was all of the performances. I mean, let's talk a little bit about the interval acts because Måneskin, I don't know. I think I missed the intro a little bit. So did they come at all at the beginning or no?
I don't remember that. So.
No, I don't. I
missed all of the interval acts.
They didn't sing Ziti Ebony.
No.
Which is rare because it's a tradition to have the song play
in the intro. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but he didn't look well, Damiano David. I don't know what was going on.
He hurt his ankle like,
he looked like
2 days ago.
It looked bad.
Yeah.
So I kind of was like, is he all right? But everyone's saying it was actually quite underwhelming, their performance, because it was very quick and like they were out again. And I know they are super busy with how famous they are now and all that stuff. But considering this was how they became who they are today, I thought they would have given a little bit more to this contest. And I feel like they just didn't really care, to be quite honest with you.
In the bar yesterday, actually, the DJ turned the volume of the PA playing the Spotify playlist in the interval. Because people were not feeling Måneskin and
no way.
Yeah, and
do you
like
think
everyone.
I'm so sorry, Oz. Do you think it's kind of like when an act takes off, it's no longer your baby? You know, like Eurovision is like an exclusive Eurovision thing. We don't often see artists like celebrated around the world afterwards, and it's kind of like, oh, you're not associated with us anymore. You're not our baby anymore. We'll obsess with someone else. It's like people don't seem to support the artists after Eurovision, which is really upsetting to me. But it's one of those things, I think, isn't it? Sometimes.
I think also Måneskin's performance yesterday felt more like a publicity move, being like, here's our new song,
and
here's another new song.
The Elvis thing is really like, what was it? I was so sure.
as much as I didn't like Ziggy Bonnie, I want to hear it again. Like, that's the reason why I wanted you to be here.
No, I love them. I mean, I'm seeing them here in Detroit in November. I love them, but like, I wasn't excited about, yesterday's performance from them, and I was looking forward to seeing them. So when it came to them coming on, I was, to be honest, 10 times more excited about Mika's performance.
Oh my god. Grace Kelly. That was one hell of a performance. Seriously.
Oh my gosh. He's just, I mean, it's a childhood thing, right? With all of us pretty much. Like, we grew up with his music. So I think he did a very good job.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really enjoyed it. Really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
I missed all of the interval. I had to sweat out my dog and go toilet. I didn't see any of it.
It was good. Watch it again. Well, I would say watch Mika's one because it was very like Mika. But he got on like a pole, that like thing, and then it raised. It was something else.
Definitely. Oh, nice.
Yeah. Luke's like, right, I'm gonna watch it.
I need to YouTube this afterwards. Okay, bye. I'm gonna go do that.
Yeah, literally. Well, was there anything else you guys want to add before we conclude today? In the comments as well, please ask us anything or say anything that you liked today. And yeah, I mean, what else happened after that? It was just the voting. The surprises. There wasn't any huge surprises. I mean, we went through everything, I think. Apart from, there wasn't really.
I was actually really impressed. I was really impressed at how smoothly it went, like in terms of... Like not that I noticed any delays, like, we're just filling time because of this, or do you know what I mean? Like when you had semi-final, whichever the one Australia was in, semi-final 2? Yes. 2, and they had to fill time with their cards, like, did you know? And like everything seemed to go really well. They put on a really good show. Yeah. Apart from that really awkward part in the middle when they were trying to teach people the Italian.
That was a time filler. That was
a time filler. Yeah. That was obvious that they were trying to.
Was that between Australia and the UK?
I thought it was.
So I didn't know it was time filler. I just thought it was them trying to teach us some of Italian.
It was before Greece. Before Greece, because they have to set up all those chairs in the exact right place. So they're like, the chairs.
I want to see the production teams behind Eurovision and see how they do things so quickly. Yeah. That's what I want to know. Yeah. And I want to see that. We need to see behind the scenes stuff.
I can just imagine them in their like black lycra like suits, like crawling on the stage.
Yeah, they're probably have to. Yeah, I agree. I think that Italy did put on a very good show this year. I know there was some issues going on with the lights and the start and the staging, but for me, I thought it was visually exciting. Yeah. I loved semi-final 1, the interval acts, and I think that they did, keep the energy up for a year that wasn't so exciting. So I think that they did do a very good job. I mean, we've had way worse hosting countries, so I don't think we should complain about that. And I think they did do a good job. So yeah. Anything else to add before we conclude? Or are we good?
I mean, have you seen the semi-final non-qualifier results? Because I would be very happy to talk about those quickly.
Yes, go for it.
Right, semi-final 1. So Croatia came 11th, which I was very shocked about. And then Albania in 12th. Denmark 13th, Latvia 14th. Austria, Halo, was 15th. Bulgaria 16th, and Slovenia came last overall. Like in the entire thing. Which I'm a bit disappointed about. But I was kind of shocked about Austria coming 15th. Austria got 6. I mean, the vocals weren't great. They got 6 jury points.
I thought the public would have got. Yeah, but it was the worst vocals.
I thought the public would have got behind them a lot more, and they did not.
But also, there's something about their work that wasn't coherent. As well as the vocals, what was the styling like for poor Pia Maria? I don't know what, like the pigtails. And
it looked so much better in the rehearsals. I don't know what happened to her in the final. Or not in the actual
semi. She didn't
look
like the same person. I don't know if they styled her differently. It was very strange.
It was strange.
It was a bit of a mess in general. I think that song. I mean, it's an example of a song that is good when you listen to it in the radio, radio version, and then like you put it live, it's not going to be as good, and it's just not meant for the stage, and it shouldn't really have gone to Eurovision, even though it was my kind of song, and I just
the song itself was amazing. I mean, sung by the right singer, it would have done
Yeah.
So much better.
And everyone being like and getting annoyed at me and Oz for saying her voice was bad. And when we first heard that bad performance, she had COVID fine, I get it, but she didn't do well in the final either. So
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong though, I don't know about you guys, but it's still a song that I would listen to.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. No, this is a banger.
It just did not translate to the live performance.
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
And I felt like I was heartbroken when I first saw it because I was like, this was one of my favorites. I've never had that drop go from like the top to the bottom that quickly. It was a quick one. Yeah.
Ranella came 12th, and I'm disappointed, but I'm so happy for her that she didn't come last because after that, like she was so. I think it got to the point where Ranella almost gave up. I think. Yeah. With just the amount of hate she was getting, the amount of just everything that was going on, and she was like, I wouldn't be surprised if I came last. And you know what? She didn't. So hopefully Albania will send some upbeat songs again. Please, Albania.
They have to.
See if it's all ballads next year in Festival.
Oh, no.
Please no. Please no.
Doesn't put them off.
I really hope this doesn't put them off. Because they've qualified with much worse songs.
Yeah.
In the past. But yeah. Anyway, semi-final 2. Circles. North Macedonia were 11th.
Really?
Who expected that? Yeah. And Cyprus were...
I actually had them to qualify North Macedonia because
they were in my top 10.
Me too.
But I did not think they were going to qualify. And Cyprus were 12th, but came last with the juries.
Well, her voice at times.
That wasn't surprising.
That wasn't the best live performance.
Televotes really brought them up. Israel were 13th. San Marino were 14th. Ireland and Malta were joint 15th. Montenegro were 17th.
That's a little bit weird because her performance was really good.
Yeah, and the fact that like 12 jury points and 35 televote points.
Like Switzerland could have just not been there, and then Ireland could have.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, Azerbaijan could just not have been there, and anyone else could have. Like I'm even just looking at these now, and it's like 0.96. Like, since when have we had that much of a discrepancy? Insane.
It
Brooke
is
robbed.
insane.
I see people saying
she really was robbed. I feel really bad for her. I hope that she doesn't stop what she's doing. She's very, very good.
Oh, Brooke has a new song coming out. You can pre-order it. Fun fact, you can pre-save it, whatever. Yeah. Coming out, and she's got an EP coming out in the next couple of months.
Exactly.
I will promo Brooke as much as she needs. Yeah.
I know, she needs it. She definitely needs it. And I think she's going to be great.
Talking about the semi-finals, Anne Core says here in the comments, how come Albania was vulgar and Spain was classy? And I'm not agreeing, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that there are certain levels of nudity that people have had on stage and different outfits, and what can be deemed as normal and what can be deemed as acceptable and what can be deemed as too much. For San Marino, that see-through little number, for example, it definitely makes you wonder. Jude, as you were watching the rehearsals, did you actually get to see the original rehearsal that Ranella had before?
So, we did not actually. The way it was the first semi-final, it was the second rehearsals of the first semi-final, and let's just say we missed all of Ranella's thing because we were all sitting there and it was just like loading for the entire thing. Then they ended up showing us one of them, like after we'd watched all of the rehearsals throughout the day. They showed us one of her rehearsals. Let's just say the semi-final was like 1,000 times better than that rehearsal. Yeah, it was bad, and it wasn't Ranella's fault. Like, Ranella was great. The camera angles were all over the place. The lights were all over the place. Nothing looked good. And that's where then all this hate started coming from. And that's where they got the the YouTube clip of it. They got that from there, and we all saw how bad that was. That was.
I think the outfit
good.
Was wrong as well. She had such a cool costume in the video.
Yeah.
I thought that's kind of the vibe we were going to get on stage. And it was just, it ended up being like some netball shoes and all this stuff. Do you know what I mean? It just didn't make sense to me. And I don't know. It just wasn't there, was it?
The curse of the pink and blue lighting continues.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh my God. Had that happened with TikTok last year?
That happened with TikTok, happened with Ranella, happened with Brooke.
And it also happened with the American Song Contest because they had pink and blue lighting for a lot of think it was Heat 1, and that was questionable. Sorry, off topic.
Yeah. Wait, no, I'm just trying to answer some of the questions as well. What was this one? I just saw one announced. Disappeared. Yeah, people I think complaining about the running order of how people are placed could have, it potentially, ruin their chances of doing well, which is very true. I mean, it's tried and tested. We've seen that that's exactly what happens.
Olga. Oh, sorry. Carry on.
No, go.
Just saying. Olga says, and I've thought of this earlier actually, how is it possible that 2 songs of the Big Five are always the last every year? How true is that? You never get like an even playing field. It's either 1 or 2 at the top, which is usually Italy and France, and then it's usually at the bottom UK, Spain, or Germany. And it's again Germany at the bottom and France, and this year UK and Spain at the top.
Yeah.
Weird. So weird.
That is very strange, isn't it?
Do you think... Oh, sorry, I'm going off on a tangent.
No.
Do you think it's down to the Big Five being qualified already? Because they either don't get the screen time that the people do in semi-final 1 and semi-final 2, but also would they qualify? It's like a double-edged sword. It's like you don't know how to look at this situation.
I think this year Germany wouldn't have qualified. And judging by the results, France wouldn't have qualified, even though I would have put them down as a definite qualifier.
Yeah, I'm seriously shocked about that.
Yeah.
I think it was the wrong year. Maybe it's the wrong year for them to come. I don't know. It's a massive shame because I love that song as well. I love it. Yeah, everyone's figuring out what's going to happen next year. I think we're just going to have to wait and see, guys. I mean, it's going to be exciting no matter what. I think,
Host city when?
Yeah, literally.
I do believe that there's a big possibility that UK will step in and host next year's show. Like maybe it will be like a conjunction between like Ukraine and UK. It even rhymes in a way, UK, Ukraine.
Yeah.
So like I think it will be like both countries for the first time in the Eurovision history that kind of like a joint host.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. It was something exciting, something different, right?
It was very. And it's going to be interesting. Another one, do you think the running order matters? I think yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Someone said here that Surrey also had pink and blue lighting, so going back to the curse.
But it
we
had
all know what happened there.
It had like literally. But they had like red and stuff. Maybe that helped them. I don't know. It was so good, guys. I'm getting a bit like upset now because it's over. Like, what are we gonna do with our lives?
Oh, it's so depressing now. I mean, like usually. When is Junior Eurovision again? Like when is it?
December.
11th of December.
Yeah, 11th of December. I know.
For some reason, I had it in my mind that it would happen in autumn.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand. Like, in a way, I'm like, why did they put the American Song Contest now? I wish they did it like in summer or something. Yeah. Because then, like, we would have
August.
Yeah, perfect. But it's my birthday month. It would be even better. You know what I mean? Like, I need something to do. Yeah. But it's just like, why did they do that?
Yeah.
Because our lives have been probably not filled with a lot of sleep in the last few weeks, and now what are we gonna do?
Yeah. As someone said in the comments, Ishtache Mossad. What now?
I know. What do we do?
Ishtache Mossad. I mean, Junior Eurovision Netherlands. That all kicks off the
selection.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I think the songs will be out like start of July.
Oh, that's really early.
Yeah. And like I've followed I love Junior Eurovision Netherlands especially because they put so much effort into like the friendship of all the contestants. I could talk about this for ages, I won't. But I'm so excited to see like they have all the I completely forgot what we call it. Auditions. That's what's happening currently. Like they're on the second wave of auditions for it, and then they bring them all together. They go on a wee outing together. Like they all go for sleepovers and stuff, and they have this whole like weekend where they get to know each other. And I'm so excited just to like see all that happen again. And yeah, Junior Eurovision's going to be great.
It is. Armenia, I think, will do a good job hosting as well.
Oh, I can't wait.
They've done it before. I'm hoping to go. If I can go, that would be great. I haven't been back to Armenia in a very, very long time.
You should be there, Nursham. Come on.
I know.
Yeah.
You should be there.
I know. Definitely. If I can go visa-wise, I'm going to be there. There's no question about it. So
I've priced it. Yeah. Will I be able to go exam-wise? We'll see. but I have priced it.
Is it possible?
It's possible.
Oh
YouTube has
God.
made me enough money to be able to go.
That's
which means,
so good.
So I'll be like, yeah.
That's
So,
really good. Well, hopefully we can
I will go.
both be there in person,
Yeah.
and I can show you some spots in Yerevan
Yes.
because there's some really good food places. I mean, it's mainly
Oh, yes.
food. In fact, that's the only
Yeah.
things I know is food. So.
Yes.
It'll be good. It'll be good. Anyway, guys, I want to thank all of you for coming on again. It was a
Thanks
great
for having
season.
us.
I'm sure we will do this again, and
Yeah.
hopefully in
Oh my
person as well
Yes.
next time.
Absolutely. Let's root for that.
Yeah, definitely. And
Yeah.
yes, everyone going through the blues as well. It's all right. It'll be here in a few months, the junior contest, and then it'll start all over again. You know how quickly it goes. So anyway, guys, we're going to go, but please let us know what your favorite was in the comments down below. And yeah. All right. See you guys later.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.